Chill, 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 chill. What up? What up? What up, though? What's going on, party people? It is Aaron Duncan here with another necessary bluntness sports talk post game reaction. The Carolina Panthers fall to the Cincinatti Bengals 34-24 at home. Turn this background music off. The first loss with Andy Dalton as the quarterback at the helm. What up, though, to everybody out there in the chat? We're going to talk about this game, break it down. You know what I'm saying? Talk about everything that I saw. Because there's a lot that happened. A lot that happened. Weird feeling right now. I don't really know how to feel personally. I'm not big on moral victories. I know that's what everybody else is trying to bully everybody else into. The moral victory part, the progress. You know what I'm saying? That part of it. But there's a lot to talk about and a lot to take away from this game. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Everybody in the chat, what up, though? What's going on with y'all? Drop me a what up, though, when you get through here. I will shout you out, show some love. Shout out to everybody. One time, I just want to start off. It was a crazy hurricane, man. Hurricane Helene, not to be confused with Helen. Helene. Seems like all the hurricanes named after women are like the craziest ones, it feels like. I mean, obviously, I remember like Isaac and Hugo that came through South Carolina once upon a time, probably before any of y'all time, Hurricane Hugo. But anyway, I know it kind of pivoted from where I'm at in Atlanta. We got heavy rain, flash flood, and all that stuff, but it really hit South Carolina and North Carolina, the Asheville area, and boom, very, very hard, bro. Like hella flooding. Infrastructure destroyed, like probably never be the same again in some parts. So just want to say shout out to everybody out there. Hold your head, man. Like if it's tough. Hurricane season is tough, man. It doesn't really discriminate. You know, these natural disasters don't discriminate, so you just never really know. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to take a moment to shout out everybody in the Carolinas. A lot of my family lost power or without power. I've heard from most of my family now, checked in South Carolina. They're back online for the most part, or they've consolidated to a part where they're with other family that has power, so they're in a good spot for now. But the recovery, man, is always the hardest part. These storms come and go, but the recovery, it just takes a long time, bro. It's a process. And like some of the pictures and what I've heard from people in the Asheville area and Boone, just some of these smaller areas and towns that aren't really built for this kind of devastation, or at least not built for that kind of recovery from this kind of devastation, they're really going through it. So one time for them, shout out to those. Y'all, much love from me and Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. Shout out to y'all. But J-Rock, what up, though, man? What's going on, brother? MDC, what up, though? Glenn White, what's good, bro? What up, though? George Tillage, what up, though? Stony E, what up, though? Said we needed pass for 7 hours ago. B Dukes, what's good, bro? What up, though? Shout out to my guy Jason in the building. Said dunk with another banger. You guys already know. What up, though? Breckium, what up, though? Stony E, what up, though? Austin Wright, what up, though? Sean Capri, what's good, brother? What up, though? Evera, what up, though? You made it. You made it to the stream. Yeah, everyone lost my phone. Yeah, I needed a generator, man. I got to get me a generator too. You know, especially with the little one now. Gotta get a generator myself as well, man. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. When you can, we're gonna talk about this game. Hopefully, we can bring a little light to the situation. Stream Bean Poppy, what up, though? Zion's Den, what up, though? Tizzy, what's good? What up, though? You guys make sure you give this video a thumbs up. As you come in, that engagement helps with everything. Obviously, if you want to support the channel and this independent grind, you can leave a super chat. It's a $sign with a heart around it. It's a tip jar for creators. Or if you don't trust YouTube, you can use your favorite financial app. The information is down below. Venmo, Cash App, all the above. But we're gonna talk about it, bro. Rails, what up, though? We're gonna talk about Dave Canales as well, but what up, though? To everybody checking in, I really appreciate you guys. Like I said, just due to the circumstances, it's been a rough weekend for a lot of people. But we're going to talk about this game. Hopefully I can be a little bit of entertainment for you guys as you are and where you're at. But I appreciate it. So let's get into it, man. But overall, just want to get my 10,000 foot view. We're going to go into the box score really quick, and I'm going to give my breakdown of it. So I'll try to build a little structure to that thing. Raw walk, what's good, bro? But I just thought that it was a game that the Panthers obviously had every chance to take control of themselves from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? They had a chance to take control of. Defense, they are who we thought they were. In terms of the defense and who the Bengals are, they are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. But I don't feel good about this. Some people are like, oh, we're competitive again. We're back to being Panthers bad. We're not basement bad anymore. We're Panthers bad. Back to being 6-11 or 7-10. Yay! We're not basement anymore. Yay! But I can't feel good about it. It was entertaining, yeah, from entertainment value. But I'm trying to be entertained. But I want to see us win, despite the circumstance. But we'll get into it a little bit deeper, man. I got a real quick message from our sponsor, SeatGeek. Man, I'm so excited about football season being back finally after that long off season. And it's already getting off to a good start with a couple weeks. I've already been to one Panthers game so far, and now that we actually may be competitive, I've been online checking and eyeballing when the next time I might show up for my Panthers with another good deal. So that's what I want to shout out the sponsor of this video, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app with over 28 million downloads. And there are more than 70,000 events, including festivals, concerts, sports, and even more. You know, last year I went to the opening week Panthers game down in Atlanta with some tickets I bought off SeatGeek. And you guys know last week I went to Allegiant Stadium to see the Raiders. This year, I got my eyes on some Panthers-Falcons tickets at the end of the year, that final game that's going to be down here in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz. And I like how they put all the tickets across the web in one place on the SeatGeek app to make sure you're getting a good deal. Each ticket is even rated on a scale of 1 to 10 by the app on how good of a deal it is. So if you look for the green dots, you're in good shape. Green is good, red is bad. And you guys know I had to come through. You guys know your boy got you. I got you a code. Use my code BLUNTNESS for $20 off your tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code BLUNTNESS. So go ahead and support the channel. Make sure you click the link down below in the description to download that app on SeatGeek, and make sure you get your tickets for your next Panthers game or whatever game you may go to. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this box score watching. That's what I call this segment, box score watching. So I know that's what a lot of people do, but we watched the game. So let's look at a real quick breeze through the box score. Let's look at it. So Panthers lost 34-24. Look at the scoring. They got that 7-0 lead early on. Tie second quarter, same amount. Third quarter, they stretched that lead a little bit. Fourth quarter, only 3. We lost by 10. Okay, Joe Burrow, 22 of 31, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. We're not going to talk about my parlay. They had him at 236 yards. That's a whole nother story. But Burrow doing Burrow-like things. Not a monster game. I honestly expected more yards, but not a monster game. They gave them a short field at one point, but it is what it is, and we gave us some big plays. Looking at us, Andy Dalton, 25 of 40, 220 yards, 5.5 yards per completion. Or attempt, excuse me. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, no sacks. No sacks on both sides. That's big. No sacks from either team. Let's look at the ground game, because the ground game was something that Chuba, another 18 carries, another 100-yard game from Chuba, 5.8 yards per carry. Even Miles averaged got 6 carries with 5.3. They even robbed Miles on one of his carries. But we had 155 total yards on the ground, 5.3 yards per carry. Very, very quality run numbers. We gave up 4.5 yards per carry. Look at this balance between Chase Brown and Zach Moss. It's 31 carries. That's where I wanted us to be at 30 mark. I know we're almost there, but getting that 30 mark minus your quarterback and obviously your receiver is a good spot to be. I think Matt Rule, he's an analytical guy. He's the one that talked about if you can get to that 30 carry mark, you have a great chance of winning. And they got to the 30. They got the 30 because the 30 carries means you're able to stay balanced. You're able to commit to the running game. It's good enough that you keep going on the run. Meaning, if you're running the ball that well, you're staying on the field. You're controlling the clock. Your defense is fresh. You know what I'm saying? You're wearing the other team out. That's where that 30 carry magic number comes in, and they reached it. We didn't. But moving on down, the receiving numbers. Deontay Johnson led the team in receptions and yards yet again, and targets. Double-digit targets yet again. But look at number 2. Look at number 2. Double-digit targets for Xavier Legette. Xavier Legette had a coming out party, 6 catches, 66 yards, his first career touchdown. He jumped on that horse and giddied up, whatever. I think it was Dollar Bill is the name of his horse. He jumped on the horse, got him involved in the running game as well. This is what we wanted to see with Adam Thielen being out. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to see somebody step up and wondered who was going to step up. But amongst the receivers, those were the only 3, him and Mingo as well. Those were the only 3 that really got involved and got looks. Mingo had his 5 targets, some little underneath stuff, nothing really crazy from Mingo's standpoint, just some dump offs, but it was Deontay and Legette for the most part. Looking at the rest of it, a lot less involvement than last week. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not count Felipe. 7 people had a target versus like 7 people had double-digit catches last week. So you didn't see any other receiver outside that big 3 get involved. You didn't see Tommy Tremble get a target at all. Jatavian Sanders got a couple small targets, but you didn't see anything at all from anybody outside pretty much the big 2 and Deontay and Xavier Legette. That's something to pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? They didn't spread the ball around. It felt like we did. We got a lot of people involved, but we didn't spread it around as much looking at the box score. Looking at them, T. Higgins was heavily involved. I know we were shading coverage, it felt like, towards Jamar maybe, so trying to deter them. But T. Higgins had a lot of catches. And then you give up the big play to Jamar Chase. You don't give up a ton, but you give up that big play. Poor tackling on that one. They had a good all-around, spreading the ball around from their big 2. I guess the guy that you wanted to stop, they got numbers. You know what I'm saying? So, but that is what it is. We'll talk about the rest of it a little bit later. Xavier Woods, 10 tackles. He definitely missed one. Had that pass deflection. Had a pick. And a tackle for loss. JC, another hell of a game. 8 tackles, 1 for loss, and a PBU. Mike Jackson had a PBU as well. So I thought that the secondary, outside of the corners, were heavily involved. They gave up some plays that I was like, they were shafted by the refs in terms of penalties. That's what killed me. But it is what it is. But the turnover game was even. So that was a wash. That's one thing they talk about. Not a ton in the kick return game and barely much in the kicking game as well. You can see we only punted twice. 2 punts for the Panthers, 3 punts for the Bengals. Not a lot of defense on both sides. Both offenses really moved the ball smoothly and kind of when they wanted to. But that kind of is the story of this game. I knew coming into this game that the Panthers were going to have to score 30 again to have a chance in this game, and it came to pass. They didn't score 30, but they definitely needed to. But I want to get into some of these big things. Let's talk about Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton came back down to earth for the most part down this game. Had a solid game overall, and I talked about it before. Andy Dalton's probably about as good as the weapons that you put around him. And what we're finding out is we have some decent weapons. Deontay can get open. He's going to drop the ball. Xavier Legette can get open. There was questions about him being able to separate. He can get open. A little awkward at the catch point. Definitely needs to work on his hands. But remember at the Senior Bowl, he had a little bit of smaller hands compared to other receivers or big body receivers. Can be kind of awkward. We saw him miss that 2-point conversion last week, being a little awkward trying to catch and getting his feet down. We saw him in preseason drop a pass on a body catch that went straight off of him. We saw 2 of the same type of drops from Xavier Legette today, getting into his body and him not being able to secure. So that's just something that needs to happen. Jonathan Mingo had a drop on that final drive as well. Felipe freaking Franks dropped the fake punt. Now, Johnny Hecker can't hand the ball any better to him than he did, especially for a punter. Threw it away from the defense, high, in a way. Like, you got to be able to come up with that. In that point of the game, that was a crucial turnover. This is just as big as a turnover or as a pick or a fumble. You know what I'm saying? That gave them more points. So you got to come up with those type of plays if you're going to be that team that gets over the top. Those are winning football plays that you didn't make. And so you don't make it, that's losing football plays. That's the difference between being a good team and a bad team. We're learning that in real time. If you didn't know, now you know. We're learning that in real time. That's the difference between being good and being bad. That's the difference. But the refs, yeah, I mean, here I'm talking about the refs, but the drops. Deontay could have had a monster game. Drops. 50-50 balls, dropping them. Down the sideline. We were talking about pushing the ball down the field. Drops. Liggett to move the chains. Drops. Mingo backed up in the shadow of our own end zone. The final drive pretty much was the final time we actually got the ball. Drop. And people, I understand people, Thielen is old and he's not really the most fun guy in the media. Some of his comments seem weird. But Adam Thielen has the best hands on the team, point blank, period. Adam Thielen brings something to the table that the rest of this wide receiver room doesn't. Dependability, reliability, the ability to come up with catches when the quarterback needs you the most. Moving the chains. I'm cool with the explosives, but if you're not coming up with the routine catches, it's a problem. If the quarterback can't count on you when it matters the most, it's a problem. Deontay Johnson, you want that bag. We seeing receivers getting $25, $30 million. We need you to come up with them deep shots. When you get open, you do the hard work to get open. We need you to come up with those. The 50-50 shots in the end zone that you have in your hands. We need you to come up with those. The fades. That was good defense by the defender, but we still want you to be strong enough to come up with those. If you want to be that wide receiver one that we brought you here with the potential to be, you're getting the targets, you're getting the opportunities, show up. I do like that you made up for it. Nice post pass. You were cooking Cam Taylor-Britt the whole game. But I'm going to be nitpicky. If we're going to pay you $25, $30 million, I'm going to be nitpicky. I'm going to be nitpicky. If we're going to invest that much money in you to be our wide receiver one, I'm going to be nitpicky. I am. Xavier Liggett, I love to find, like, it feels so good to finally see our rookies getting involved, a first-round pick getting involved immediately and making plays. It seems like time after time after time, we draft guys, we don't give them opportunities early on. We bring them along slow. And that's kind of what they did with Liggett. But this was no better opportunity than now to step up with Adam Thielen being out. I love the fact that he got double-digit carries, targets. I love the fact that they took us to week 4 to finally give him a pop pass or end around or get him involved in the running game. It shouldn't have took that long. But I'm finally glad we did that. I'm finally glad to see him inserted into this offense. I'm gonna look at the snap count, but just from the field, it felt like he got more reps than Jonathan Mingo. But I gotta be hard on you, bro. We need those catches. Like I said, just a little bit awkward. You need to get awkward. Like, he has to work on his hands. Like I said, the Senior Bowl, he has smaller hands for a receiver. It was weird because, when it comes to 50-50 balls and at the catch point, nobody's more competitive than him. When guys are draped up on him, he's trying to out-muscle guys. He can do that. But obviously, we're seeing some of the routine stuff. Like I said, even dating back to the preseason game, even dating back to the other week as well against the Raiders, that awkward moment where he should have had that 2-point conversion in the back of the end zone. And then today, letting it get into your body. Mingo, I don't know what else to say, bro. We done been down that road. I'm not even going to drag you no more. I'm not dragging Mingo no more. I don't have the energy. But you guys need to be on the jump. There's no excuse. You guys need to be on the jump machine. Chuba Hubbard has improved his hands tremendously. Chuba Hubbard works on his hands. Chuba Hubbard is not a natural catcher of the football. Chuba Hubbard is on the judge machine at every training camp practice, every practice, before the game comes out. He's on the judge machine, on it, working on his craft, working on his weaknesses, working on his hands. I need everybody in that room on the judge machine. Everybody and their mama in that receiver room needs to be on that judge machine. 5 to 6 drops is inexcusable, especially when they hit you right in the chest or right in the hands. These are passes that Andy Dalton cannot hand to you any better. I need everybody and their mama on the judge machine. I need it. I need it. Because I got to see improvement. Because Andy Dalton is only going to be as good as the weapons around him. He's going to run the offense. He's going to get rid of the ball. He's going to make smart decisions for the most part. But he's only going to be as good as the weapons around him. So the weapons around him need to step up. They need to step up. I'm hoping it's growing pains or whatever, and we move past it, and this could be a teaching moment. But the pattern of Xavier Legette being awkward, that seems like something that needs to be worked on. It doesn't seem like a one-off thing. It needs to be worked on and corrected. Deontay Johnson has been notorious for drops in his career at times. He needs to work on that. If you want that bag, Deontay, I need you to come up with some of them plays. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But that opening drive, man, it felt we got the ball yet again. And I think the opening drive was probably the turning point of the whole, in hindsight, because it's a lot of football left, obviously. You don't want to say that, oh, we lost the game on the first drive. But the open, you can't really understate the weight of that first drive. You can't really understate the weight. Moving the ball down the field yet again, like last week, getting down to the 1-yard line, but not getting in. Not getting in. That hurts. That hurts. You turn it over on downs. First and goal, Chuba, 1 yard. 2nd and 1, Dalton, fade to Deontay. Miss. I just don't like the fade to Deontay. We got to get the fade to a 5'10" wide receiver out of the playbook. I love Deontay. We got to get the fade out of the playbook. We done thrown way too many. He dropped one last week. Today, it hit him in the hands. Good defense. He's just not that big body type of receiver that can do that. After that, Chuba, 1 yard, no gain. 4th and goal at the 1. Chuba Hubbard, left guard, no gain. Out of the shotgun at that. I don't mind going for it on 4th down. This is a game where you know your defense is probably, and I said it, you're going to have to put up 30. So I have no quarrels with the actual decision to go for it on 4th. I was thinking 4th down territory. You know what I'm saying? I was full for it. But I'm so tired, and last year we dealt with it as well. Why do we not run from under center? Why are we running from shotgun on 3rd and 4th down? Why? Why not get under center, give your running back way more momentum to fall forward? Maybe he can even jump over the line. But giving him the ball from 5 yards, him going sideways and then going forward versus being 7 yards deep and just running, I don't like it, man. And yeah, we should have got it anyway. We have the O-line. That's what we spent that money for. They got to step up. They're taking it hard. I like the comments I heard from Robert Hunt and Austin Corbett. That stuff is sticking with them. It's sticking with him. They're saying like, man, I know we played whatever a little bit better, but we should have got that opening drive. And they know it because kicking, I'm a big fan of kicking the ball off. You kick the ball off, there's a lot of football that happens in the first half. Regardless, if you're losing at halftime, you get the ball back, you get the right away in the third quarter, you get a chance to get some points on the board and get back in the game. If you're winning and you get the ball back at halftime, you get a chance to put a dagger in and jump on them immediately. Immediately. Right? But when you get the ball first and you don't score, it takes away all the attractiveness of taking the ball. Because like I said, to me, it's better. And our defense clearly needs a lead to be able to be halfway decent. If we don't have a lead, our defense, they're going to be who they are. This is who our defense is. Last week was more of an aberration compared to today was a lot more of what our defense has been all year. They may get a turnover, but 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to tackle. They're not going to be able to stop the run. They're not going to get pressure. Our corners are going to make some plays, but they're still going to give up some. That's just who our defense is. The philosophy of Ejiro Evero and a lot of teams in the NFL is bend but don't break. Offense is bad in the NFL now. They count on offenses not being able to execute for 10, 11, 12 play drives and drive the ball down the field. They try to not give up big plays because they'd be like, hey, y'all going to get a holding call. Somebody's going to false start. We're going to get a hands to the face. Something may happen. We'll get a negative play and you'll get behind the sticks and then you won't be able to convert and then you'll punt. That's all they want to do and maybe get turnovers ever so often. That's the new NFL strategy. You don't try to be I mean, a lot of teams do it. You just kind of bend but don't break. Stay soft. Let everything in front of you. You see all that cushion we gave on defense. You give them all the stuff they want underneath. Hopefully you come up and make tackles and make plays. That's the philosophy. But that hinges on you being able to tackle. That hinges on you having some kind of talent and playmakers. And we're lacking that on defenses. And then you double down with the injuries. We're in a heap of trouble. We're in a heap of trouble. And we're going to talk about the defense a little bit later. But it's bad, man. Shout out to Dom34 says smash the subscribe button. Smash, like, subscribe. Appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I do Panthers content, NFL content. We are recapping the game. Today, the Panthers lost 34-24 to the Cincinatti Bengals at home. The first loss of the Andy Dalton era. Did he call it an era? Or the Andy Dalton stint? Whatever. Matt S., what up, though? So I don't know if you noticed, but DJ has moments where he's half-assed and plays not blocking. It's frustrating. Yeah, he be watching sometimes. He be spectating. So we're almost guaranteed to give up a 50-yarder per game. Yeah. So the injuries make us worse than what we are. We do have some ball players coming back, though. Yeah, I mean, we're desperate at this point, bro. The Andy Dalton dynasty. The Andy Dalton dynasty is what it's called. Wow. But please take one moment, stop what you're doing, give this video a thumbs up. Pretty please. If you're watching on your Roku, I know them remotes, you can get lost in the crack of your couch. The Apple TV remote is tough as well. Find it, dig it out the crack of the couch, take it out your pocket, wherever it may be. Aim that thing at the like button. Hit the like button, please. Hit that like button, please. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to support the channel, super chats are always welcome. Shout out to you guys on the support for me on the independent grind. I appreciate it. Them likes go a long way. The likes go a long way. Said Drewski, he said, you the man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But yeah, I mean that turnover on downs, not getting points, like I said, it hurt. It hurt, man. Because then they got the ball last before the half was over with. Then they came down and went 2 for 1. It went 2 for 1. They scored right before and right after. That's a backbreaker. That is a backbreaker. That's a backbreaker, man. Said 3 plays. Not scoring the goal line, the chase big play, and the BS drive before halftime. Yeah, the penalties on that drive before halftime were atrocious. And y'all know me, I don't like to complain about the refs. I don't like to complain about the refs because everybody gets hosed every week in the league. But this was some Bush League stuff, bro. This is Bush League, bro. Like, these refs, man, like, it was bad. It was bad, bro. Like, it was bad, dude. Like, the PI on that drive before half, on Mike, I thought Mike was, I wouldn't have called it. They called it on JC too. That was horrible. Horrible on JC. You know what I'm saying? That was a horrible call in my opinion. And then that Miles Sanders run where Miles like got 6 yards and then like the whole pile pushed him for another 6 yards. And then when we came back from commercial, they only gave him 6 yards. It was like, bro, they let everybody, every team in the NFL gets those scrums where the whole crowd of everybody is moving. They moved the pile, pushing everybody, linemen getting involved. It's like a whole little rugby scrum. Everybody gets that benefit of the doubt, and they get the yards. But us, nah. We'll take it where first contact happened. They gave us the ball where the first contact happened. Crazy, bro. Crazy. How do we get home cooking and we're at home? It was crazy, man. Like, I wanted to hear boos. I didn't hear enough boos. I wanted to hear some boos from our fans because today was terrible. And I put it on Twitter, man. Like, I got to call out Dave Canales. I got to call out Dave Canales. When you're getting royally screwed like that, you got to say something. You got to say, and I'm cool. I like the energy. I like the positivity. You got to get out of that whole little Joel Osteen little stick that you got going on, being nice, all warm and bubbly. You got to get into these refs. Lay into them, bro. Get on them. Like, we were getting worked. We were getting worked by the refs. I want him cussing somebody out, going off, yelling at him. You're not going to get the call changed in that moment, but you're arguing for the future call. These refs are human. They make makeup calls all the time. You're arguing for the next call because you know that's not going to be it. You know you're going to get worked over by these refs against the Bengals, who everybody suspects is the better team. You have to lay into these refs, man. You got to make them feel you. He has to shake that little. He has to get that, bro. He has to come out of that shell. Get on these refs, man. Like, come on. Like, stop letting that stuff slide, bro. Stop letting it slide. Get on them. Like, come on, dog. But like, bro, like, say something. Say something. Yeah. It's facts, and necessary blunt sports. Yeah, exactly. It said the refs had to make makeup calls in the first place. Yeah, get it right in the beginning. Exactly. They're a lot of old dudes. They're not going to always get it right, so I get it. Rock Jones, what up, though? bro, he gotta stop being so nice, bro. Go get them dudes. Go get them. K Shoes, what up, brother? What up, though? But like, the rest were a factor. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, man, let's keep going a little bit on offense. We rolling right now. I feel pretty good. Another good game by Chuba Hubbard. A hundo. It's time to have a conversation, bro. Because Jonathan Brooks will be eligible to return from the PUP list tomorrow or Tuesday, whenever week 5 starts. So our second round pick, Jonathan Brooks, who was recovering from an ACL injury that he suffered last year in November for the Texas Longhorns, will be eligible to return. Positive reports have come up. According to Jeremy Fowler, he is running and cutting. Not really a clear timeline of return because they don't want to put pressure on Jonathan Brooks. However, as a fan, I can't help but feel anxious about the potential. But like, Chuba Hubbard is making it an easy decision to let Jonathan Brooks chill. Like, hey, Brooks, we good. Hey, take your time, brother. Hey, we got number 30. He balling. Take your time, brother. Take your time. You know what I'm saying? We got number 30. He toting the pill. Another 100-yard game from Chuba. 5.3 yards per carry today. A touchdown. Chuba's catching the ball out of the backfield now. Chuba has turned himself into an every down back. It's a beautiful thing, bro. This is what development is supposed to look like. Shout out to Matt Rule's wife. Shout out to Matt Rule's wife, because this is what Chuba embodies everything that you want as a Panther and as a football fan. A day 3 pick. Very productive in college. Fell to day 3. Had a 2,000-yard season in his career. Senior year wasn't the best. Dropped in the draft. Question marks about him. Was a speed back. Was thrusted into starting action because Christian McCaffrey was hurt his rookie year. So Chuba had to play. Some drops. A little bit of clumsiness. Fell into the doghouse of fans. Fans wanted him to go back to Canada. Some fans wanted Chuba to go back to the CFL. To go back to Canada. They tried to ship him out of here. It was some Panthers fans were saying mean and nasty stuff about Chuba. Not me, though. If you look at me, I made a Chuba film breakdown every season of his career. They want mine is coming up. I'm gonna make another one soon. You know what I'm saying? But every year, I showed y'all, I was like, the potential is there. I said, the potential for Chuba is there, man. He just got to put it all together. The potential is there. You could see the vision. You could see him getting better little by little. And it was just like, he just needs some time to get his stuff together. Now he's bloomed himself into the lead back, a RB1, a quality starting running back. A quality starting running back. You know what I'm saying? He worked on his hands. The ball security is there. His balance is phenomenal now. His vision is A1, very decisive. He's turned himself from a speed back from college to a power back. He's added muscle every year. He's one of the best players on the team, probably the best player on offense right now. At least in terms of consistency, skill-wise, he's probably the best player on the offense. I guess I'm going to put the lineman aside for now. But consistency and just showing up, he is that guy right now, bro. And so I'm good. Jonathan, I'm good. Take your time, young brother. Take your time. I do want to see Jonathan Brooks. Trust and believe. But I'm like, take your time, fam. Take your time. We good. Don't rush back if you're not ready. Because Brooks, as somebody personally that played running back, that tore his ACL, it's up here. It's going to start up here. Physically, he's probably fine. He's 21 years old. He'll bounce back. It'll be whatever. But mentally, are you thinking about planting? Are you thinking about are you skittish when you go through traffic when somebody hits you? Are you going to hurt you? Are you going to be worried about, hey, when I hurt my knee, I made this cut? Are you thinking about that stuff when you out there? So that's the mental part of it that you got to get over when you tear that ACL. It's going to take him probably a full year to get back where he needs to be. But physically, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Yeah, B Duke said it. Chuba is the epitome of development. He deserves all the praise, and I'll take every opportunity to praise him. He deserves it. And it's time to have that conversation. Like, hey, I was cool with like run Chuba in the dirt. We got Brooks marinating. He'll be RB1 next year. And now I'm like, you probably need a running back rotation anyway. Let's go ahead and maybe if we can get Chuba for cheap. I don't think Chuba is going to be that expensive. 2, not a hometown discount, but I think Chuba probably likes what we're building here enough that he would want to stick around. 3, having Chuba as not a bell cow. He's not maybe a bell cow, but having him in a lead back in a committee or a 50-50 guy in a committee is, I think, ideal. And even Miles looked kind of promising today, you know? Miles looked promising today. When they didn't hose him on his run, he could have had more yards. So I'm excited about our backfield, man. I'm excited about Brooks potentially returning soon. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, they robbed Miles could have had another, probably 6 yards. You talking about almost 6 yards per carry for Miles if they give him what he's supposed to. Yeah, it's hard to find a bell cow running back these days. Even when you do have one, you need to protect him by not giving him all the carries so he don't get hurt. You said we need Jonathan to come back for leverage, is what you saying. We need him to come back for leverage. Said Mike Jack got that attitude. Yeah, Mike Jack is a quality pickup for what we got him at, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Quality pickup for what we got him at. Quality pickup for what we gave up for him. What, a 7th? So, where's the time prediction on the other thing? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what I said it earlier. We looked at the box score. Tommy Tremble didn't get a look. No targets for Tommy, no catches. Jatavian Sanders had 2. They were just little dump offs. It was the big 2. It was Leggett and it was Deontay. We need to. I want to see some more production. Coker, he got a target down the field. That was about it. But let's talk about the defense, man. Oh, I gotta give a shout out to the offensive line. Offensive line, pretty solid. Icky. It just feel like Icky sacks always be happening at the most inopportune time. His sack turned into a pick, which pretty much gave them the edge early on, which kind of cemented them having the edge early on. But a pretty clean game. Pretty clean game overall from the offensive line. Most importantly, Icky. I thought we struggled in the running game, though. That's the thing. I think Damian, and I don't think Chandler did anything bad, but I just think there's a little extra something of nastiness that Damian Lewis brings to the team that was missing. Zavala was serviceable, but that nastiness is missing. Mean, tough, nasty, that's what they call it. That's what was missing. He gets movement on his double teams, whether he's with Corbett or Icky. You know what I'm saying? But nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. But let's go defense. Let's talk defense. Dang, Rashee Rice turned an ACL. Oof. Yikes. You hate to see it, man. Ooh, you hate to see it, Rashee Rice. Yeah, but Zavala did improve. Yeah, Wanham is eligible to come back. So let's talk about defense since we're there. Let's go ahead and talk about defense because, oh man, this defense, they gonna give me a stomach ache. They gonna give me a stomach ache, and this is what y'all wanted. This is what y'all wanted. I did not agree. I did not oblige. I wanted to keep Burns. Burns don't look as great, but my thought process was trying to keep this defense competitive. We needed a competitive defense. We weren't that good last year. We were okay. We were competitive. Competitive means they'll give you a chance. That's what competitive means. They're not lights out. They're not steel curtain. This year is bad. It's bad. Can't stop the run. Giving up too much cushion so you can't stop the pass. You can't get to the passer to save your life. Like Joe Burrow, my goodness. They call him Macaulay Culkin, but it really looked like he was home alone back there. Nobody was there. Nobody was close. I want to see the pressure numbers because he was back there chilling. And then when we did get close, nobody could get him on the ground. No sacks today. Clowney was in his face twice. Missed him. One play turned into a pick. The other play, he scrambled and found somebody for a back-breaking first down. It just, we can't tackle to save our life. Now, I give defense the benefit of the doubt because nobody really tackles in training camp. It takes usually a few games for tackling to get better. But this stuff continues to be a problem. Xavier Woods, he trying to tackle with his hands behind his back on Jamar Chase. You trying to tackle one of the best, a top 5, top 3 wide receiver in the game with your arms behind your back? Charles Harris, an edge rusher. You falling off of Jamar Chase. And I don't even know who else that was, the DB that missed the tackle. And 63 yards later, Jamar Chase is dancing in the end zone. Dudes are block madness in the running game. They're not getting off blocks. Nobody's getting penetration to like make the running back like change his track. He's running straight up into the line of scrimmage clean. No penetration, no disruption. And then now it's now we're not being smart. We're down in distance. Like I said, I understand the philosophy. Bend but don't break. Make the offense drive the field. Offenses are not that good this year. It's hard for them to execute for 10 to 12 plays without making a bonehead mistake like a penalty or a holding or a turnover or a false start, whatever. Something that's going to make them a negative play, something that puts them behind the sticks. That way you can attack on that. If you get them off schedule, you hope that you get the offense off schedule eventually by being behind the sticks, and then you go from there. I get the philosophy. But if it's 3rd and 4, riddle me this. Why are we playing 8 to 9 yards off? I know you don't want to give up the double move. I know that you don't want to play man coverage all the time against these talented wide receivers. But my goodness, Joe Burrow is one of them quarterbacks that has no problem taking what the defense gives you. Some of these quarterbacks get anxious. They feel forced to push the ball down the field. Joe Burrow ain't one of them. Joe Burrow will check down you. He will throw it to the hitches. He will throw the drag routes. He will throw the slants. He'll throw it to the tight ends all the way down the field. Joe Burrow, he's not moved by that, bro. He's not moved by that. He's not. And so we're already lacking talent. We have to be sound in the fundamentals. It don't take no talent to tackle. It doesn't. It doesn't take talent to wrap up. and form up the guy in front of you. It doesn't take talent to line up properly. It doesn't. It doesn't take talent to do that because we sure are short on talent. It doesn't take talent to stay on sides and not jump when the game is on the line, to watch the football. It doesn't. It just really and people are like, oh, we're fine. I knew the defense was going to be bad. We gutted the defense. We gutted the defense so we could have a offense that could do whatever. First of all, I want to push back on the whole gutted thing. We didn't gut the defense, in my opinion. Let's start with Brian Burns. If we gutted the defense to build up the offense, we would have got way more in return for Brian Burns. I think we could have got at least 2 seconds, maybe even the first. We heard them discussing at the Senior Bowl. He wanted the first, at least. But he got talked out of it by his homeboy that's probably going to get fired by the Giants. One of the worst GMs in the league who didn't want to pay Saquon. You got finessed on the trade. You didn't gut you wanted to keep Brian Burns. You just couldn't come to a good number. You couldn't come to a number that you liked. And you couldn't wait around for him. So you moved him. You didn't gut it on purpose. You didn't go out and say, oh, we're dumping assets so we can build up the offense. That wasn't the motivation for getting rid of Brian Burns. The contract price was way too far apart. It was dragging along way too long. We got what we could get. Frankie Louvu. You offered him the bag. Go to do your homework. It's not like we just let Louvu walk. They offered Frankie Louvu. Frankie Louvu wanted to play for Dan Quinn. He wanted to play in a different system. We didn't gut it. We didn't let Frankie Louvu walk because we didn't want to pay him. Frankie Louvu wanted to play in a different system. He didn't want to play in a Giro system. He wanted to play in Dan Quinn's system. You know? Jeremy Chin, he didn't play. He didn't play at all. Dante Jackson, you were going to cut him anyway. You were going to cut Dante anyway just because it's a new regime. We need a salary cap. His contract was way too expensive. He had been hurt. It just so happened that you found an opportunity to trade and flip him into Deontay. So you maximize. So it seemed like you gutted because you were able to flip Dante Jackson into Deontay Johnson. That opportunity just fell in your lap. The Steelers could have easily traded him to Kansas City. You just got lucky. We didn't gut the defense. We just got a lot of guys left. And they weren't that good last year overall. But the playmakers that you had are gone. Stack that on the top of Derek Brown is hurt. Now Shaq Thompson is hurt. Josie Jewell is hurt. And now things go from bad to Michael Jackson bad. No pun intended. But we need help in the worst way. And you got folks telling me that they want to draft Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. But meanwhile, our defense doing what they did today. 141 yards on the ground, 2 rushing touchdowns, 4.5 yards per carry, giving up. That's what they told me. And then they told me the offense was just so bad. That's why the defense ain't played good. They'll play better. It's just the offense is just so bad. They're not doing anything. So the defense, they look worse than they really are. That's what they told me. Meanwhile, the Bengals are 7 for 13 on third down. Only 1 turnover. I mean, the offense held the ball more. We won time of possession. We won time of possession. You're giving up 6 yards per play. 4 first downs from penalties. You give up 3 for 3 in the red zone. I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Yeah, you get what you pay for. Exactly. This is fair. We didn't gut it. We just didn't prioritize it, which is, in my opinion, bad to neglect. Because some of these super chats. Shout out to my guy Will Robinson on super chat. Said the energy was high at the stadium today. You could feel the hope in the air. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it, man. Last week was amazing in Vegas. I'm not gonna lie, when we won. And just listening to the locker room, it's crazy, man. And this is like, and I hate to do this, but it's just, you can hear the comments. JC saying that the vibe was different. Everybody feels encouraged after this loss because they felt like they lost the game more than getting beat. Andy Dalton said that, hey, this is not curbing my momentum. We're still going to keep going ahead. Deontay Johnson said it's completely different than what we were at a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it's intentional, but you're saying the quiet part out loud that Bryce Young was the issue, which is fine because he was clearly holding us back. But if the team is talking about, oh, we're going to go back to Bryce Young at some point this year, I think the players are saying the quiet part out loud. They're quietly telling that do not put Bryce back out here. And this is what a part of the reason why I say I think Bryce is done here. His career, he could probably go on somewhere else to prosper, but I think his time as the starting quarterback of the Carolina Panthers is over. You don't get these type of comments talking about we were just so bad last week. It's just true. We were true. Like, we were bad. But you don't get these guys saying that the energy is just so much different. The vibes are different. We're just in a so much better place. Like, dog, y'all know we lost, right? Like, y'all know we lost, right? Y'all over talking like this, being all bubbly, which is fine, being positive and stuff. But you would have thought that we won. People talking about how much better the vibes are and like the energy is different. We feel like we're in a better spot mentally and all this and that. There's just no way. There's no way you can go back to Bryce Young. No way. I think it's time as a Panthers. Like, there's just no way you can sell that to the rest of this group of going back without Andy Dalton completely imploding, being injured, or our season just being cooked to the point that we're not making the playoffs. And we gotta see something from Bryce. That's just my thoughts. But I understand the hope. And after last week especially, I expect the stadium to be more encouraged. I was too. I felt good about today. And that's why when the loss, the whole, we were competitive, that's cool and all. That's consolation. People are like, this is what I envisioned the team to be beginning of the year. We compete, we score points, we may lose, but we compete and make it interesting. Yeah, I agree. We wanted this to be the outcome with Bryce. And AKA and or our franchise quarterback being the guy that has us scoring points, us being competitive. Us doing all this with Andy Dalton, it's hard for me to be happy about a moral victory. It's hard because our future at quarterback is still up in the air. We're starting from scratch, in my opinion. Like I said, I think Bryce is done personally. I like whether they want to admit it or not, whether they go to him next year, later this year, I don't think Bryce Young is going to be the long-term answer for at quarterback here. I think his better day. I think he probably has better days in his career. They're just not going to be here. That's just the cold hard truth. How I feel. But like the moral victory part of it doesn't mean as much. Yeah, we found out about we get to see our young guys and stuff like that. But like the quarterback is the most important position, man. And we don't have the answers there. We're in a rough spot, man. We're in a rough spot. But if you're at the game, it definitely makes it a lot more fun. Shout out to my guy Black Maxwell on the super chat. No comment for him, but I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate the support. Any amount means a lot to me. If you want to support the channel, you can leave a super chat as well. Shout out to my guy, Fade NXC2 on the super chat. He said, what up, though? He said, I think this game overall shows that we're still a few pieces away, especially on defense, from being a contender. Like what we have so far. That just piggybacks what I was talking before. Our defense, they are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. And people try to be like, oh, it's just because the offense isn't doing anything. That's why, yeah, maybe if we score on that opening drive, our defense, we play a little bit better defense, maybe with the lead. But we don't know. We have more data that shows that our defense is bad than they're good. More data points to our defense being more like what it was today than it was last week against the Raiders. So we definitely need pieces. Young core pieces. We got a core piece in Derrick Brown on a long-term contract. We got a core piece in J.C. Horn that needs to be extended. We need a core piece, a difference maker on the edge. We need a difference maker on the edge. Or a corner. If we get Travis Hunter, Lord have mercy. He may go number 1 overall. But Lord have mercy. J.C. Horn, Travis Hunter. You want to talk about difference makers? Look, man. You talking in 1 to 2 years, you got the best tandem in the league. I would love that. But we need difference makers on defense. We need some difference makers. Frankie Louvu was a difference maker and a playmaker. The tackles for losses, the fumbles, the picks that he would get, he would gamble and be out of position, but that's what happens. It's like a home run hitter. You're going to strike out sometimes because he's swinging big, but you're going to hit home runs. Take the good with the bad. Appreciate that super chat. Roll Master. Appreciate you on the super chat. Fire Avero before the press conference. Got RCB 15 yards back. Yeah, man. I don't understand the football logic of being 10 yards off on 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4. I don't get it. The math don't math for me. I'm not going to fire Jiro, but because he don't have that much talent. But some of the stuff, like I said, you have to maximize the ability of the guy that you have. Put them in good position. Did my battery die? Oh, Lord. Hold on. My battery died on my camera. But we move. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that crisp, but it's not that bad. How did my battery die? It's plugged up. How does that even happen? I should have plugged up. But they don't want their problems. Yeah, the Elite CB, yeah. Yeah, my battery died in my regular camera, so I'm on my computer camera. Yeah, they are who we thought they were. Exactly. We about the Justin Fields, Bryce Young. Yeah. Said some good takes. I appreciate it, man. I be in my bag sometimes. This is my domain. I'm catching up on the chat. Yeah, somebody said it earlier, man. We got to get out of this stuff like being satisfied with being Panther bad. I'll take losing like this, then losing. Bro, losing is losing. We need to win. We need to win these games. The one that we have opportunities to win, let's not do stupid stuff. Let's win the game. You there. You're in it. Win the game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we need pass rush. But it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to pass up Travis Hunter if he on the board, bro. Cause he gonna help us on both sides of the football. He may not play full time on both, but he can dang sure make plays. Travis Hunter, and J.C. Horn. My Lord. Pray for the receivers that we go against. Shout out to my guy Nick on the super chat. Said Chase with JC in coverage, 1 catch, 11 yards. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, we definitely want to beat the Bears. Golly, we got to beat the Bears, bro. We have to beat the Bears. Daniel Jones, no. I'd rather pay Sam Darnold, and y'all know how I feel about Sam Darnold on this channel, than Daniel Jones. But I did think JC had a solid game tackling as well. Man, he's really stepped up in the physicality in terms of tackling. You know what I'm saying? I think he's really stepped it up. Yes, 1,000%. I would take Travis Hunter over any QB coming out. I would take Travis Hunter over any quarterback coming out. Beck, Shador, Cam Ward, Quinn Ewers, that guy from Penn State. I would take any quarterback. I'm taking Travis Hunter over them. Any of them. But man, you can see, like, we didn't get no pressure, but you can finally see the difference that it makes when you get any quarterback and you put them under pressure, you can get a turnover. Y'all telling me about the game. We're gonna wrap this up soon. We're gonna wrap it up soon so we can watch the game. But you getting pressure, man, you make a difference. The turnover we finally got pressure on Burrow. Any quarterback can be flustered when you can get pressure. We just don't get no pressure. We don't. Lucas said that he was at the game. What up, though, brother? He said it might have lost, but it was fun and competitive. Yeah, if you at the game, bro, I get it. You want that entertainment value. I guess I'm just talking more big picture. It just feels it's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. But yeah, man. The big takeaways, the missed tackles, the drops, the refs, not scoring on that first drive. I thought that final drive we had the ball, I thought we should have ran the ball at least once. Even though Mingo dropped it and that changed things, I thought we should have ran it at least once. Like I said, Chuba's averaging 5 yards a carry, man. Like, you can get, like, at least try with Chuba. Give yourself a little bit more breathing room. You know what I'm saying? I thought we should have ran the ball at least once. Good Lord. Derrick Henry still fast. But Antonio McClanahan, what up, though? Yeah, we need way more bullets in the chamber on defense. But man, I want to talk about one last thing, man. These injuries. The fake punt. We talked about it, man. I like the idea. Hecker can't throw it any better than he did. Felipe got to come up with that. He got to come up with that. Because in hindsight, it's 4th and 3. You might as well just go for a regular. In hindsight, if Felipe gonna lay an egg like that, we could have just ran the offense. You know? But definitely some stuff to clean up. But we got a lot of injuries on defense, man. Derek Brown's already out. Josie Jewell had a hamstring or groin, something like that. And then Shaq Thompson was carted off with a non-contact injury. And this is going to be my final discussion. Because I know this week, JJ Jansen went on a podcast and he explained kind of the thought process of the team and David Tepper, saying that somebody was heckling him about Marquise Haynes being injured. So Tepper threw a drink. And a lot of people were just like, okay, I get it. Shout out to Tepper for defending our players. I don't blame him. First of all, don't throw a drink. You're a grown man. Don't throw a drink. So I'm not going to condone that. I can't condone that. But all these people like glazing David Tepper for sticking up for his guys and taking up for his players. If it really, and Thomas, I can't fault him for doing that. But then he still has his turf. If he really cared about the players and y'all over here giving him credit and pats on the back for caring about the players like that, why is there still turf? Why do we have guys getting non-contact injuries on this turf? Yeah, it can happen to anybody. But it just feels like the common denominator is the turf. And now you lose one of your leader on defense, your vet, Shaq Thompson, who was vocal about the turf and wanting to get rid of it for grass. You lose him on a non-contact injury. We don't know how long he's going to be out, but non-contact injuries are never good. We don't know. He could be out for the season. That's Shaq Thompson going down for a season-ending injury early in the year again. Again. He's in the final year of his contract. This could be the end for Shaq here. The commentator said that Shaq contemplated retirement this offseason when he had that season-ending injury, because I'm telling you, as somebody that had an injury, that rehab, the injury hurts, but the rehab and coming back is tougher. Mentally, bro, it's the toughest part about it, the rehab. It's the rehab more so than the injury. The injury is temporary. You can go in there, get it fixed. You wake up from a nap, it's surgically repaired, and it's over. The pain is probably gone. The rehab is worse. Coming back, watching your teammates out there and you can't do nothing. You feel helpless. But that rehab and coming back, especially after 10 years in the league, is this the end for Shaq? I hope it's not. But, like, he's one of my favorite players, bro. And people hate Shaq. But Shaq, 10 years in the league. 2 owners. 4 coaches. 3 GMs. This dude came into the league and saw the Panthers at the highest point of franchise history. He saw the Panthers go to the Super Bowl. He was on the team when the Panthers went to the Super Bowl. He was on the team last year when we had one of the worst seasons in franchise history. Last year. He's seen the highs and the lows of this franchise. And he's been a quality starter for this team for years. Underappreciated because certain fans hate on Shaq. They do. People hate Shaq. Somebody in the comments earlier was hating on him, talking about he's taking up Trayvon Wallace's spot. People hate Shaq. But consistency. He took a pay cut to stay around. He took a pay cut. In a league where we just saw someone like Damar Hamlin almost die on the field, where you really can't put a price on your life, he's taking a pay cut. I encourage every NFL player to get as much money from these people as possible. People get mad at Burns for wanting all this money. I want you to get all the money. The team can figure it out. The salary cap ain't real. They can figure that stuff out. I want to see players get all the money they can get. And so for him to take pay cuts to stick around, saying he wants to be a Panther, say he could have went into free agency and left, but he'd rather do it with his brothers and start what they built, I got to take my caps off to Shaq. Like, pay cuts, wanting to be around this trash franchise when he been bad, seeing the highs, bro. Come on, man. Come on. Like I said, 2 owners, 4 coaches, 3 general managers. That's rare in this league. If he ends up retiring or this is it for him, man, I'm going to be sad. I'm not going to lie. I like Shaq. But we'll see, man. Best wishes for Shaq. Rest up, brother. I hope this is not the end, but if it is, it's been a hell of a ride, man. I feel like this is a eulogy. But I'm starting to sweat. But all right, I hate to end it on a sour note or a low note, but Panthers were competitive. Y'all got what y'all wanted, a solid game. I thought we could have won. I don't feel 100% great about it, but it kind of is what it is. They put up some points. They moved the ball. They seem encouraged. The energy seems better. We move on. We're on to the Bears. We keep pounding. That's what we do. But I appreciate you guys watching, man. I'm about to get up off here. Shout out to everybody on the super chats. Shout out to you guys for support, man. I really, 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 really love the support. It really helps me keep going on this, bro. It's hard to make content. So, yeah, I know. It's nothing in this cup, which is why we wrapping up. But we'll see. But, yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, man. I love y'all. See y'all next time. I'm out of here.